So United ultimately frustrated out in Spain, winning on the night, but not by enough to qualify as group winners. Therefore, the Reds will face a knockout game against one of the 8 sides who have dropped into the Europa League from the Champions League. Possible names include Ajax, Barcelona, Juventus, Atletico Madrid. So it will be a tough game, but what a brilliant game to look forward to here at Old Trafford and the return leg as well. Welcome to Matchday Review, where we will bring you some reaction from Spain as soon as we get it. With me in the studio here, former United defender Wes Brown. Wes, first of all, welcome along. Secondly, what did you think of the performance tonight? And a win, albeit a hollow victory in a way, because we didn't qualify as group winners.
Yeah, listen, it was a good win. It was a good win away from home in Europe. It wasn't quite what we needed to finish top of the group. First half, very good. Garnacho, great goal. Second half, slowed up a little bit. You know, they defended really well. And we just couldn't get that second goal. It's not the best we've played, but again, we still won the game and we've got to keep that in mind.
The man of match performance, arguably Garnacho. I mean, he got the goal and he stood out in the first half. Didn't complete the game, of course, but would you pick him out? Yeah,
Garnacho definitely one of the best, especially first half. I thought Martinez as well in defence.
Yeah.
Well, the defence in general. But you know, Garnacho coming into a European game, showing again that he's got class and he's raring to go already. He's just waiting for the manager to pick him. But yeah, great goal, great run. And he'll have a lot to come in the future.
He sure will. And watching the game with you and Danny Webber, it was the way he took that goal which really impressed you. The first touch to control, second touch just to keep it away from the defender, running at pace. That's so hard to do, and then an unerring finish above the keeper.
Yeah, it was. I mean, once Ronaldo turns and Garnacho just runs. You know, he runs where it's going to cause problems. Ronnie finds him, and like you said, his first touch, but then his second touch just to take it away. Still in his stride, and then nice little left foot just lifts it over the goalkeeper. Great goal for his age and on this stage as well.
Yeah, and at the other end, we were talking pretty much about the importance of David in net. End of the first half, he produced another of those brilliant double saves that he's so renowned for.
Yeah, he just keeps doing it at the moment. I mean, the first one was good, but it was the second one. He might have just hit his head.
Yeah.
But he still got up and made himself get there and caused the striker problems. And again, great saves like he's shown at the weekend.
Yeah, and he's such an important player. Obviously, we know that. But with that brilliant defence in front of him, it was Lindelof partnering Martinez tonight with the fullback Shaw and Dalot. But it's whoever is Martinez's partner, the fullback seem to have nailed down their spots now. But it just seems really solid back there.
Yeah, it does. I mean, when the keeper's playing well, the confidence it brings to the team, and especially defenders, is brilliant. And if you make a little mistake, you've still got to beat David. And at the moment, he's stopping everything. So yeah. It does boost confidence.
So a 1-0 win, but ultimately we needed to win by 2 goals to win the group. And when we look at the standings, you can see just how close it was. So both Sociedad and the Reds finished on 15 points, but the Spaniards topped the group by just 1 goal. Their goal difference so marginally better than ours, and a couple of big events really in this group. The dodgy penalty Sociedad were awarded to win the game here at Old Trafford should never have been a pen, and that game should definitely have been all square. And then of course the game here against Omonia and Nicosia, when we had about 500 shots and could only score 1 goal. So those 2 big factors in why we finished second. And that means we play one of the third place teams in the Champions League. And as you can see, it's a pretty healthy looking list. Of course, you've got the great Dutch side Ajax, the Germans Bayer Leverkusen, although they're struggling in Bundesliga, Barcelona, Lewandowski and all, Sporting Lisbon, who look lively, Salzburg from Austria, Shakhtar Donetsk, Sevilla, who are struggling in La Liga, and Juventus, who aren't having a great season in Serie A. So some terrific possible opponents, some glamour names there, but bar Barcelona, who are kind of on Real Madrid's coattails in La Liga, a lot of big teams who aren't really playing that well at the moment. So it could be a decent fixture for us.
Yeah, it could be, and if we do get one of the 3 big boys there, Ajax, Barca, or Juventus, you know, it's a good game. It's a good game for the lads to be involved in as well.
Yeah.
Yes, it's probably a little bit more difficult as the occasion's a bit bigger. But ultimately, you know, I don't think they'd like facing us as well. So you want to miss him. The fans will probably want to see it. But yeah, we'll wait and see. But there's, you know, if we do get one of the three best teams in that little group there, then it'll be an exciting game.
Yeah, I hope we get Ajax. I think that would be a great fixture. Winnable, but a great team to face. And of course, all the links with Eric and Anthony and Martinez and the rest.
Unfortunately, it's not top spot for Manchester United in the group, but the win tonight was certainly a positive when it comes to Alejandro Garnacho, his first Manchester United goal, and actually he becomes the youngest non-English scorer for Manchester United, overtaking George Best, which is quite a nice little statistic as well. So a great goal from him, and actually interesting what Bruno Fernandes was saying, Wes, about maybe he wasn't getting as many opportunities at the start of the season because his attitude wasn't quite right. Is that something that young players will learn very quickly when they come into a first team setup with lots of established players, that if you are maybe out of line in terms of your attitude, you'll get set straight very quickly?
Yeah, and that's just not on the pitch as well, that's off the pitch as well. And like Bruno said there was maybe a few things that weren't right, but you know, young men growing up, you know, certain things can happen. So he looks like he's learning quickly. He's managed, you know, the last two games he's come on and played. He's done really well. I can see the manager, you can tell the manager likes him, and he brings a lot to the team.
Obviously, we don't know what sort of attitudes Bruno Fernandes was referring to there. We don't know whether that, as you mentioned, is on the pitch, on the training ground, or maybe things away from the game. We have no idea. But what it is great to see is him getting his chances now and scoring goals. And this was the kind of the setup of the two teams when the goal was scored. Actually, Manchester United played a two up front with Garnacho and Ronaldo, and Bruno Fernandes was in behind. But Bruno actually peeled out to this right-hand side for United, won a header. It moved infield to Cristiano Ronaldo. And we mentioned this, Ronaldo had to really time his pass well, didn't he, Wes? Yeah. Find the run of Garnacho, but for me, it is the run of Garnacho here. The first touch across the defender. Now, you've been in this position as a centre-back before. When you've got someone who's that quick and that cute with their touches, if that first touch is across you, you know that straight away, as soon as you touch him, you're going to give away a foul. So that first touch, he sets himself up perfectly for the finish, doesn't he?
Yeah, it was. It was a great, first of all, great run. As soon as Bruno heads it and Ronaldo sort of picks it up, turns, he's in the right position to just play it into that slot. And you know, Garnacho's already made the run, but like you said, it's about the first touch. Gets across, second touch even better. And you know, sort of a little slide finish, but he was, you know, put in the back of the net perfectly.
Yeah, over the top of the goalkeeper, really good finish. I think when you're in this position as a defender and someone's come across you like that, all you're trying to do in this position now, if you're Sociedad, is just try and force him as wide as possible. But he stayed strong, and I don't know whether it was intentional from Garnacho, but he knew if he stayed central and kept running towards the target, that the chances are he would A, get a shot away, or B, as we've just mentioned, possibly win a penalty for United. So quite intelligent play from such a young player.
Yeah, I think he meant it, and you know, he is very, very quick still with the ball, and he knows he's in front of the defender. If he can just keep that going, then he's got a chance to put the ball in the back of the net. And the touches did make it, but he gave the defender no chance. Yeah,
1-0 win away in Spain tonight. It was also 1-0 here at Old Trafford against Omonia Nicosia, with Scott McTominay scoring a late goal. 34 shots United had in that game. Will there be moments looking back across this group phase where United probably should have scored more goals? I think the statistics probably prove that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can have them nights, and you know, when you have that many shots, you do honestly think you're going to score more, but it can happen. And listen, it wasn't a bad performance tonight. We played better. We still won. You know, it's the win still keeps the confidence going, but it just wasn't quite what we needed. You know, we needed two just to top the group, but we're still in the competition. It's just that we have an extra game.
And just finally, then as well, some interesting tactics in the second half, including Harry Maguire giving a go up front, which we weren't expecting to see. Maybe mixing things up a bit. I think it shows that Erik ten Hag is tactically versatile as well, and he's prepared to make those sorts of decisions if he needs to. I also thought the second half was a little bit scrappy and stop-start. There was a lot of whistles being blown by the referee. It never really got going. That probably played into Sociedad's favour in the end.
Yeah, it did. And listen, I thought they sat back a little bit more when we started, you know, pumping the ball into the box. They had enough men behind and just got onto the second balls, cleared it. And yeah, we we were doing that for about 5 minutes, but nothing really materialised, and it was just one of them nights where we just couldn't quite get that second goal. But you know, I never thought that we was in any danger at any point. But sometimes that's just the way it goes.
Did you ever play up front?
Midfield.
Never in training?
All the time. Yeah.
All the time in training?
Yeah.
Well, just target man.
Are you having a laugh? No, listen, in training is a bit different. But every now and again, I mean, Rio used to go up quite a few times if we needed a goal just to put his presence about. Vidic did it a few times as well. So yeah, listen, it's something we could probably do again in the future. But Harry does win a good few headers up there if that's what you want to play.
Yeah, maybe we'll see Wes Brown wearing 9 at some point in the future. Maybe.
Five-a-side, yeah.
Five-a-side, we'll see it.
Wes, we're about to hear from Eric. What sort of mindset will the manager be in right now, do you think? How will he be thinking?
I mean, it'd be a little bit disappointed with the possession and sort of the opportunities we had to get it in the box, I think, second half. But in total, listen, we still won the game. That keeps the confidence going with the lads. And you have to give it to them. They defended well second half. It wasn't the best performance from us. So we'd be a little bit disappointed. But listen, we're still through. It's just that we have to play an extra game. So I don't think he'll be too disappointed.
Yeah, it's still a weird feeling in that dressing room, I guess, having won a game and sat there knowing you've not quite done enough. Yeah, thanks to Eric, and he's quite right. You know, there were some good attacking options unavailable tonight, which might have made a difference when you think about the likes of Martial and Anthony in particular. The two players have been in really good form. Sancho as well has showed brilliant moments. So, you know, 3 players who could have made a big difference.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, that's why the squad is what it is. But I thought Garnacho, like we've talked about, did very well. So, yeah, the manager would like everybody to pick, and then, you know, he can go from there. But ultimately, you know, he wasn't too disappointed then. You know, it is how it is. A few were injured and he's changed it a bit, and he said they've done okay. You know, we still won the game. We lost one on a penalty in our group. So, you know, it's looking bright, and, you know, we just go on to the next game now.
And they were missing players as well, just to balance it out as well, including their best player. So that has to be noted. Yeah, thanks, guys. There were great scenes in there when Garnacho got the only goal of the game. Just a real shame we couldn't have gone and got the second. Would have been terrific in there, and would have sent the travelling Red Army home really happy, because I'm sure it's been a great trip for the United away fans, as it always is, because it's such a terrific away support. And we go again, don't we, in the new year? We find out who we play on Monday. Yeah. Should be a fantastic draw, but it is what it is. We now have to just face that tie. Yeah, I mean, it was still a win. You know, we can keep that confidence going to the next game now. We're in the knockout stages, so it's an extra game, but we're still there. And, you know, you can see the confidence coming in the lads every single game now, and we're going on a nice little run. Yeah, certainly are. 9 unbeaten now. Let's make it 10 at the weekend, shall we? When we play Aston Villa, a tough game, but I'm sure with this United team, one we can negotiate. Thanks to Wes. Thanks to you for watching as well. We'll see you next time.